I'm Chris with Clutter Reduction in Palm Beach County, Florida, and we do senior transitions, whether that's moving into a facility and they need to clear out the remaining part of the house, downsizing from a larger unit to a smaller unit, or unfortunately when they need to move out, whether that's to relocate or a passing. We go in and clear out all remaining items, and then we donate and or dispose of the remaining amounts. And in addition to that, we also do estate clearouts, whether it's an inheritance, a full property clean out, or somebody selling their home and not taking anything with them, which is very common in Florida. So as you can imagine, we actually deal with quite a bit of stuff, whether it's a sleeper sofa in a guest bedroom that's been there for 30 years, or a large entertainment center like this. And we often come into situations where we have tight stairs or really small elevators in older buildings, and these huge pieces that have just been here for decades. And maybe something's been renovated and therefore making the space smaller than it was when the movers brought it in. So today we have a 3-seater recliner sofa, and we get a lot of questions on our YouTube channel about how to handle these, because for most everyday people outside of movers and professionals, this is a challenging piece to get rid of. But the cool thing about the recliners nowadays is they can get broken apart into itty bitty little pieces, and we're going to show you exactly how. So there's 2 things that you can normally do with these sofas if your couch allows it. Not all models and brands have these same mechanisms to take it apart. So keep that in mind. If you may see this and your couch might be a little different and you're wondering why that's not working, you may just be out of luck. Now with the sofas, the number one thing that you can usually do at bare minimum is you can take the backs off. We'll show you how. There's clips in the back, you pop it right off. Super easy to do, unless the clips are a little stiff. We'll show you what you can do if you need to. And then the second thing is, if you have the time, you can flip it on its back and take these individual seat cushions apart, which will make it a little bit easier if you're going downstairs or you had a really tight stairwell, or maybe your elevator is really small, or you just need to hook it outside of a room's door and you're not familiar with moving practices. So we're going to show you both of those, and we'll show you step by step how to do this. And then at the end, we'll show you the best equipment to use and where to place it on the furniture if you needed to take it out in sections or as a whole. The first thing you want to do is pull your couch away from the wall as much as possible so you give yourself room to work. And if you're lucky, you might even find a bag of popcorn like this. Snack for the ride home. Now on your couch, most of them have a little flap to pull up. They're usually Velcro down here. Sometimes they're stitched in, and if that's the case, there's a good chance that your back of your couch will not come off. Just something, fair warning, if you see it in advance. Also keep in mind, if you've had your couch for a while, when you pull this up, a lot of dust and dirt and food may want to pop out and go into your face, so just keep that in mind, especially cat hair and dog hair. Now, these recliners, if they're powered, they're going to have these little wires that you're going to want to take off just so they don't get stuck. And if you need to put them back in, they just pull back, hook into place, and you're good to go. You can see on the back of the couch, there's this little metal bar here. There's one on each side. It's going to be the same thing on all the couch pieces. These are all pretty identical from couch to couch. Sometimes they might be flipped around, or sometimes they're on the inside. Now, you can see this little spring here. As you can see that moving a little, that's what we're going to use to pop the back off. So this basically lifts up and it releases this piece from this bracket. So when you lift up, you're going to be able to pull this piece up. Now you're going to have to do both sides simultaneously, so it might be a little challenging, and sometimes these things are really hard to get your finger in. If you have a flathead screwdriver, you can slide it in there to use it as force. You could pull the one side up just a little, just to unbuckle it, and then go to the other side and do the same thing, and then lift the whole piece up. But it's usually a little easier to do at the same time, just so you don't have to worry about balancing the piece from having it collapsing back down. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull this piece up and lift up on the couch cushion. And sometimes there might be a little knob on older models you have to unscrew, and sometimes it might be a slightly different clip, but most of them are like this. Sometimes it might be like the little squiggly hook that you see like in a kitchen cabinet, and you just push it 1 or 2 ways and it'll do the same concept. But this is primarily where these are usually at. If you have a 3-seater sofa and you have a cup holder in the middle, sometimes the back there's 2 bolts that go in from the bottom, and you just unscrew the knobs. Okay, so I'm gonna lift up on the one side and then lift up on the couch. And you can see that one side came off. I'm gonna go on the other side and lift that up. And then it just pops up. So all I was doing was pulling that clip back and then lifting up on the piece. You just gotta get it past that point. You can usually hear it. Sometimes it might wanna clip back in place if you lose the control, but that's how you just get it up. And we're just gonna repeat that for each side. Check for electrical wiring. Pull that side out. This is what you'll probably see your movers do, and you're like, oh, I never knew that came off. Now you know. Doing this alone makes it a lot easier to move a couch. Not only does it make it lighter, but it makes it easier going outdoors and downstairs. So now we have these off. Now this doesn't really require tools. So the only thing you may need is like something just to pry in to put the clip back, like a screwdriver or keys, something flat. It could be a butter knife. Just be careful. So if you didn't have any tools with you, you could take out the couch like this. There's 2 ways you could do it that we recommend. So the first thing you can do is if you don't have any stairs involved, then you can use a dolly. Now if you don't have a dolly, but you have a heavy duty blanket, you could do a similar concept. If you have another person with you, you guys could just carry it, and it will be a lot easier going through a door because you don't have a right angle to worry about. But if you're maybe by yourself or you don't have somebody capable of lifting a couch with you, because these can get pretty heavy, here's what we recommend. Now this isn't going to be like the lightest thing to lift up, so if you're just incapable of lifting a heavier object or you have any injuries, you know, be very careful. But if you lift the couch up and then turn it, don't twist it with your body, just move your hand up to turn it. What we're gonna do is put the dolly underneath the cushion side of the couch, and I'll explain why after. So I'm gonna try to line it up in the middle, set the couch down nice and slow, and that's it. Now, the reason I put it on the front of the couch where the back of your knees touch is because if you go on the back side, you don't have a lot of space here. So you have no surface area for balance. You don't want to put it on the bottom of the couch, although it may seem like a good source, because couches are usually wider than they are doors. So if you're outside already, or you had a double wide door, or in a storage unit, you might get away with it. But for most cases, it's not the best practice. Now, as I did mention, we do have electrical wires. You want to make sure you disconnect so nothing gets stuck. You don't want it to get caught on something. Now from here, I can just take it right out the door. You just roll it, super easy. If you had a larger blanket, you could lay it down hot dog style, put the couch on it. It is gonna take a little bit longer to do. And then if you have enough slack, you can kind of just pull it like you would your sibling when you were kids, kind of pulling each other around on blankets in the house. Same concept. Now, if you don't have a dolly or you have stairs, this is the next thing you can do. I'm gonna lift the couch up. Watch out for your lights and your fans. Now this will be a little more challenging for 2 reasons. Weight and balance. If I let go, this is gonna smack the wall behind me because all the weight is on this side. This isn't really meant to stand up on its side normally, especially if your arms kind of fan out like a wing. So there's 2 ways you can take it out on the hand truck. We're gonna do the exact same placement we did with the dolly for the same exact reason. This would be more durable because you have metal bars versus cushions, and this is where all the weight is, but then the couch is just as wide trying to go out of a door. So what I like to do is hold the couch up, get your hand truck. You just lift the couch up ever so slightly to put your hand truck lip under. I'm holding this piece up, by the way. Never let go of the piece. Always have your hand on it. I'm going to pull the couch into the hand truck and keep it towards me. Try not to hit the fan. Now, with the way hand trucks are built, you don't have to really hold on to the hand truck for now unless you're going downstairs. So just in this time being, you can go higher with the piece, which helps with control. So you're not having to do like one of these. But you'll notice I have my right arm on it because it wants to lean that way even on the hand truck. So when I'm going through the hallways or downstairs, I may want one hand up here and the other one holding on to the hand truck. So when I'm moving, I have control so it doesn't tip, and I'm holding on to the hand truck. Now when you get to the stairs, if you have a friend with you, have them just hold the bottom so it doesn't tip over and to help alleviate the weight. If you're by yourself, you can still do this. You just want to keep one hand on the side, one hand on the dolly. You can go up here if you want. This is just cushion. It's not gonna punch into your hand like a refrigerator would. And you just go down the stairs one step at a time, nice and slow. And then when you get to the landing, you stand it up, and then you can turn it, and then repeat the process. Now, if you don't have to do all that quite yet, and your couch has this accessible, sometimes it doesn't. We have had one or two. It's weird, I don't know why, but we weren't able to access this. With these couches, because they are sections, you can actually break it apart into 3 pieces, which makes it much easier, as you can imagine, going downstairs, getting it through a tight doorway, or taking it out on the dolly. So you'll notice there's all these little screws and brackets. And what we're gonna do is simply take off this bar, and everything else will separate itself. So don't go crazy with taking off like all these like little individual brackets unless you have to. It's typically just the top bar and the bottom bar. So you can see we have a mixture of Phillips and some hex bolts. So get your toolbox. You can start with whichever one you want. Perfect first try. I'm just gonna unscrew the top and the bottom. I might need to cut some wires from zip ties, depending on who put your couch in place, but it's gonna be a fairly simple process, and you'll see how easy just doing this one thing really makes things. Now, if you're doing this and you need to put the couch back together, you can, but you just have to make sure it's lined up properly and you get all your cables back in the same spots. If you have tile or something or hardwood, control that bar so it doesn't fall down and smack the ground, because this will cause damage if it hits it in the right place. But that's one bar. Well, that's 2 bars. Now, here's the fun part. Now you have 3 pieces. Now, obviously this is gonna be way easier than the big, heavy, leaning couch. So you can do 2 things. Same concept. If you have stairs, you can take this down on the hand truck if you don't want to roll it. If you're inside the house with hardwood floors, I wouldn't recommend rolling it. You can try to slide it if you keep it on the side with all the cushion, but make sure the metal doesn't ever touch because it will leave gouges and scratches. So with the hand truck, I still wouldn't really grab it from the bottom unless you absolutely have to, because it's still going to be kind of a wide piece. So you want to do whatever you can to maximize your maneuverability when you're inside of a home, whether you're a company or a resident. So same concept. I'm going under the side with the cushion, except now it's going to be way easier because I can just grab here and lift it up. And because it doesn't have as much of the mechanisms and the length kind of weighing it over, it's not going to be as off balance, but I do still want to keep a hand up here. So when I go downstairs, I may keep one hand here, the other hand here, and I'm just going to go down a step at a time. The other thing you can do is, if you don't have stairs, is our other friend, Mr. Dolly. Mr. Dolly makes it easier so you don't have to carry stuff everywhere. Now, 2 different places you could put this on. You could either put it on the cushions, just like the hand truck, or you could put it on the side. Now, the only problem with putting it on the side is if you had an arm that kind of went out like this, like those leather, like the leather sofas are a little bit bulkier in the cushion. It could be a little unstable. That's why I recommend you could always put it on the cushions. If both options weren't feasible, you could put it on the side here. It is a little wider than the back is because you do still have some mechanisms, but usually they dip down like this so you're not going to have a lot of surface area. So whatever you feel comfortable with balance-wise. But now I'm down to a dolly. And as I mentioned, even this would be kind of wide for most doors. A 36-inch door wheelchair access, sure. Most standard measuring doors might be a little hard. You do still want to be careful because you do still have metal pieces sticking out, so you don't want to catch your door frames going out. But this is a way to fully dissect your couch to make it as easy as possible to go out through stairs or long walks, or even just making it room to room if you need to relocate. So hopefully this gives you guys some ideas, and something that may look really daunting is a little easier. You don't have to be super physically capable with the tools. It's just either a drill or a socket wrench and a screwdriver. It might be a little harder, but it's just usually 6 to 8 bolts and screws, and you just take off those 2 brackets. The hardest part is going to be probably flipping the couch back and forth, but that makes it way easier to do. And now if you needed to put your couch out for trash, you could take it out one piece at a time and put it at the curb for bulk pickup, which will also make it more likely to get picked up because they don't usually take a big piece, but they will take smaller ones. Or if you need to just move it, again, you could put this back together. Just make sure you have all your bolts and screws. So that is it for the couch tutorial.
Now, if you don't feel like doing any of that and taking apart your couch, and you're in the Palm Beach County area, feel free to call Clutter Reduction and visit our website at clutterreduction.com.